What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Baseball Nerd. Today's video is all about flipping. Flipping in the show is when you take cards, you buy them for a lower price, and then you sell them for more and you make the profit in between. Now, it's a great way to finish collections or just buy a high card that you really want to get that costs a lot of stubs. It's a nice way to break up the grind of the game. If you're grinding offline or whatever you're playing, you know, ranked seasons is a big grind too. So maybe you want to break it up, make some stubs, knock out some collections. Let's get right into it and start with the basics. First things first, I got to shout this out. If you're here, you're enjoying my videos, and you want more MLB The Show content, drop a like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Please do that if you want to. Let's get right into the video. So starting off, the marketplace on MLB The Show is different than MUT or 2K or something else. It's not an auction house. It's nothing like that. You come in here, each card has their own listing, and each listing has orders in it. There's buy orders and sell orders. Now, when you pull a card and there's the little sell now button down below the card, and you can sell Francisco Lindor right now for $36,000 down here. This guy is going to buy Lindor for $36K, and he could turn around and put him on this left side for $41,499 to be the top order. If he did that, then he'd make a little bit of profit on him. He could buy him over here for cheaper, sell him over here for more. So the reason that you can do this is because some people are dumb enough to do those quick sell orders and sell them off. And then some people really want Lindor, so they'll come over here and they'll buy him right now instead of waiting for an order to go through. So we're going to take advantage of that. We're going to be patient. We're not going to sell cards off when we pull them out of packs. And we're not going to come in here and put orders in to pay more than other people are paying for a certain card. So now when it comes to flipping, I don't flip diamonds. For me, they're too volatile. I don't want to buy Lindor for $36,000, have the price drop a couple thousand, which is very easy to do. This doesn't look too bad of a listing, but you can look down some of these listings, and about 5 or 6 spots down, someone might have dropped the price by 1,000 stubs or 2,000 stubs. People go crazy. So when that happens, it ruins your margins. The margin looks really good here. Like on Lindor, on a Corbin Corral, you see the 26,000 difference between 157 and 131. But when you come in here and you create a sell order to sell Corbin Corral, I don't have one of his right now, but I'll just type one in, 157, 4, 8, and now look at over there on the left, I see 489. I'm glad they changed this. Earlier in the season, it was blurred out and you couldn't see what the other listing was. So now you can see 489. If I want to be the top order to make sure my Corbin Corral sells, I need to be 488. Now, if I finish that and put that in, you will see right above the price, it has the seller will receive. Seller will receive 141,000. So if I sell him for this price, I'll make about 10K stubs. It looks like I'll make a lot more, but there's a 10% tax right above that seller will receive, and it shows me my amount. There's a little note in blue that says seller will be taxed 10%. So 10%, that will lose me about almost 16,000 stubs here. You basically just take off, if you want to do a quick math, you can use your calculator, bust out your phone to do 10% on some of these to make sure you're making a profit. You can type them in here to make sure you're making a profit and see what you would receive before you put orders in. Or you can just kind of take off the last digit of the number, and that kind of shows you, like on this 157,488, if I take off that last 8, now it's 15,700 something, 748. That gives me around 16,000 almost in taxes. That's a quick way to do the math in your head to know your taxes, and the more you do it, the more you flip, the easier it'll get. Like I said, I don't do diamonds. A lot of people do equipment too. I don't really do equipment as well. I know there's some big margins in some of these, and people love that. Like, look at this. Yeah, that looks like 7,000, big margin. But when you come in here and you go to sell him for 42, or sell this for 42,849, you're gonna realize you almost have 4,300 in taxes. It's gonna drop it down where you're not making a bunch. But this is a good example to show another idea I have with flipping. Sometimes at the end of the night, when I have a stack of stubs and I'm not going to use them overnight because I'm going to bed, the price will kind of drop in the middle of the night because these things are getting bought up and the market slows way down. So looking down here on the right side, I see 35,000, 35,000, 35, a bunch of 35,000s. Then a little drop to 33,000, then a drop to 32, 31, 30. So down there at the bottom, I see, wow, I could buy this card for 30,070 stubs if I wanted to beat that last order, and I get almost a $5,000 or 5,000 stub discount on this card. So I will come in at night and put an order in for 30,070 stubs to be the bottom order on the right, and then hope that all of these other cards or all these other orders get fulfilled in the middle of the night. I'll either wake up and I'll come in here and I'll go to my active orders, and when I click on my active orders, I'll have, so these are some cells I have, I'll still have a buy order in for those cleats. So then I can just click it and I can cancel it. Boom, now it's canceled and I'm good. Or I come in and I realize I don't have any active orders. Boom, I got the cleats. I can come in here, and even if they're down to 40,000 or 39,000, I'm still going to make some profit on it. So that is one way I will buy equipment or diamonds if I see that opportunity on a listing. But normally I don't buy the diamonds. I don't see that all the time. Like over here, you could 110. See, someone jumped up 11,000 stubs almost to try to get this Anthony Volt. So that's just crazy to me. But I could come down and put in a 95,001 stub order in and try to get a little discount on Anthony Volt, and then try to turn around and sell them for 118, 117 tomorrow. So that's something you could do at the middle of the night before you go to bed if you want to flip diamonds. Now, if you want to flip diamonds constantly, that's kind of up to you. I normally don't have a big enough stub count. I just bought Aaron Judge and Mike Trout from flipping and grinding in the game. If you want advice on how to finish the live series collection, I'll add a card to that right now, because I have a video on that, and that's what I'm going for. Is I just flip and kind of grind offline when I feel like it to get Jeter, kind of slowly, but definitely no money spent. So if you want help on that, what I would do here and what I like to do is I like to flip bronzes and silvers. That's my main flipping card, I guess, or criteria. So I like to come in here and maybe set a minimum overall of a card. Let's just say I'll do a 70, and then I like to set a maximum. Let's say I do like a 72. Now I click search. Oh, I meant to turn this to live. I'll go search. I'll have 15 pages now. If you see up in the right where it says search results, page 1 of 15. 15 pages to cycle through. And this makes it where I will go back and forth through all 15 pages. Or I'll even come in here if you really want to do it different and give myself 10 pages. And I'll just go through here and look for the margins. If there's not good enough margins, I'll change the criteria. I'll come in and I'll bump it up to like a 76 and a 75, and I'll look at some silvers. And this is the thing though. Right now, beginning of the game, you got to give yourself some grace. The margins aren't the best. Flipping will get better as the year goes on. There's just so many people flipping, and the cards are changing, and the prices are changing a lot. So give yourself a little bit of time to learn how to do it. But like looking in here, I don't see very many good flips. I like to shoot to try to make at least 100, 200 stubs on each flip down here. If I can make, around 100, I'll do it sometimes. Like this right here would be less than 100. Because of the tax, I'll lose 22 stubs. Remember, take the last digit off that 223. I'll lose 22 stubs, which will take me down to about 201. So I'll make like 76 stubs on this. I wouldn't do that, but the margins are better than some of these other ones. So you kind of got to flip through and see what you do. This is around 100 stub profit on this one, but still probably wouldn't do it for me. I wouldn't waste my time. This is a little less than 100. The margins aren't great right now right here. This might be one I would do. This is around 100 stubs as well, but he is supercharged, so that does make him a little more volatile as well. Corbin Corral, this is a nice flip right now. This is about 100 stubs that you can make on him. And you could even come in if you want to try. I like to try the lower ones. Maybe come in here and do some low golds and get some flips in here. Now these margins aren't that great right now either. This one's a 400, but you lose about 200. So you get around 150 to 200 stubs for flipping Brian Reynolds right now. But yet again, he is supercharged. So that makes me a little nervous of flipping him. Like I said, you just got to know your taxes and keep looking around where you really want to be flipping. You can open it up a lot more and look at all these flips. And you have to obviously have the money to flip these guys, because these are a little higher stub counts. That's why I like to do silvers and bronzes most of the time. Some of the bronzes you can look through and you'll find some really big margins down at the bottom. But this, you'll lose almost 200 stubs right here, which you'd only make about 40 stubs. So this might look good on paper because you see the 1900 and the 1600, but you're losing almost 200 stubs. This is not a good flip right here at all. This is a flip I would do, Juan Soto. You lose about 200 stubs, but you're still making 200. So 200 stubs per flip of Juan Soto. I'd put an order in on him for sure. So I will show you an example. The margins don't look great right now, but I'm still going to show you an example of some flips that how I would flip, I guess. Not the flips that I'd be looking for, but how I do it when I am flipping. Because some people have different ways of doing it. Some people put a bunch of buy orders in and then come back and go through their inventory and list them all. What I do is, since I set up a couple pages, right now I have 25, but that's too many. I would normally set up like 10 or 12 pages so I don't get lost. And I just come in here, like on this one, and I put a buy order in. 170 makes me the top order on the right there for Miguel Cabrera. Then I would come down. This isn't a great flip. It's going to be a little under 100 stubs. But I would come in here and put an order in for 163 on Victor Robles. And then you see up there on the right, I got my buy order for Miguel Cabrera. This is how I flip. This isn't how you have to do it. I'd come right back in here and go to sell order, and I'd put one in for 279. So I'm the top order, and then I'd leave it. It doesn't matter. If I'm back on this page, if I come back to this page and Miguel Cabrera has an order for 275, I leave it. I don't come in and change it. In 5 or 6 hours, if I come get back on the game later or something and I see that I have a bunch of orders that haven't gone through, I'll go through and relist them. Or if I have buy orders that haven't been bought yet, I'll come through and cancel them. But otherwise, I just sit here and flip between these pages, and I just keep putting orders in. I just keep putting in buy orders. If I see something pop up on the right, I go back and I try to sell them. And then I do that for maybe 30, 40, 50 minutes. And then at the end of the night, or 5 or 6 hours later, or maybe even the next morning, if they didn't sell, I come back through, I cancel them, I relist them, and that's just kind of how I do it. This is actually not a bad order. I wish this guy wouldn't have gone up by 5 stubs, but it's okay. See, if everyone goes up by 5 stubs, these margins get bad really quick. So that's why I always say go up or down by 1 stub. I never go more. I never do anything else besides that, really. So Austin Gomber just got that order just got fulfilled. I don't remember where he was. Right there. That's why I don't try to go too big and do too many pages. I just put in the orders that I do, and I just stay in those 5, 6, 10 pages, whatever I have up. I just feel like this way of flipping goes faster. You're not wasting your time going back and canceling orders and changing them when you feel like you're not the top order. You're not wasting any time. You're putting in more orders and you're selling more. Because I like to stay down here in the bronzes and silvers and sometimes the low golds, I'm only making, 100 to 200 stubs per flip. I need to do a lot of flips to make stubs. I need to do 10, roughly 10 flips to make 1,000 stubs and profit. So to do that, I have to put in a bunch of orders. I can't be sitting there changing my orders back and forth. Now, I hope that flipping tutorial helps you guys out. Like I said, the margins aren't great right now, so have a little grace, have a little patience. They should get better. Every year it normally starts a little slower, especially with like the pre-order launch versus, the regular launch and that whole thing, the cards, the influx of packs, all that stuff. So as time goes on, it will get better. Another way to make stubs is investments. I have another investment video. I can add the card to that in this video, and I have another one coming up soon of more investments to try to throw some stubs into that longer term and then come away with a bunch of profit later on. If you enjoyed the video and it helps you out in any way, come back, leave some feedback. Let me know. If you have any more questions on flipping or making stubs in the show, feel free to put it in the comment section. I appreciate any feedback, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.